Hi web leaders. Well, it's later. So here we are now talking about Friday's lesson, December 1st. So again, make sure that you're wearing your web shirt and make sure you immediately go to your 6th grade morning advisory. So the same kind of ideas apply there. And then once you're in your morning advisory, you are definitely going to want to set up that classroom appropriately. So again, you're going to form a circle of chairs or form some sort of circle. Maybe again, it's on the floor, so if you have to move some desks around, feel free to do that as well. But do make sure that you have that space for a circle. And then you're also going to write up on the board or on easel paper or on the smartboard somehow, but you're gonna write up on the board the same sentence as yesterday, but you'll notice a little bit of a change. So the sentence is, attitudes are contagious, is yours worth catching? And then instead of the square, that small square, you're going to have a T-chart. And on one side is going to say good attitudes, and then on the other side it's going to say bad attitudes. You're also going to notice that in your supply bag you're going to have 2 balloons as well as 5 strips of paper and 5 pennies. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that they are accessible to you. So as soon as students come in, you do the exact same thing. You talk with them, engage with them in the classroom, and then as the bell rings, you're going to model appropriate behavior and listen to the morning announcements. And then as soon as that's done, you're going to close the door to your MA and you're going to start your lesson. Have them first review yesterday's lesson. So make sure that they are reviewing it, not you. Have them talk about what you all did yesterday. Have them recall the square. Have them recall the discussion that you had related to attitudes and perspectives. And then today, what they're going to be talking about is what are some of those qualities that relate to good attitudes and bad attitudes, and how can that change our perspective and our feelings related to school. And so this is going to be a demonstration of it. So what you're first going to want them to do is come up with 5 good attitude qualities and 5 bad attitude qualities. So have the same number. And so, for example, you can give an example. The example we have on the outline is if someone says, well, what about happy? Happy is a good attitude quality. And so you would write happy under the good attitude side of the T-chart. And so do come up with 5 on each side. You're also going to want to be very intentional about who is doing which role. What we would suggest, and this is a suggestion, if you all come up with a different role or a different set of roles, that's fine, but this is our suggestion, is that one person is leading the discussion and writing the different qualities on the board. And the other web leader will be the person who is holding the 2 balloons and putting either the pieces of paper or the pennies into the various balloons. So that's our suggestion in terms of dividing roles, but certainly take a look and see in the outline what you all think might be best for you and your co-leader. So again, you're first trying to come up with that list, 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. And then once they come up with 5 on each side, the other web leader will be able to say, something like, okay, you've got a lot of happy in you, and happy is a good attitude, and we're going to use a piece of paper to represent that. So the papers, the strips of paper, represent the good attitude qualities. And as soon as we say, well, happy is a good quality and that is represented by a piece of paper, we're going to, as the web leader doing it, we're going to go ahead and slip that piece of paper into a balloon that's not blown up. And then we do that for each quality. So there should be 5 strips of paper, 5 good attitude qualities, and each time we say the quality, we put a strip of paper into the balloon. Again, not a blown up balloon. And then we do the same thing with the bad attitude qualities, but this time instead of strips of paper, they're going to be represented by pennies. So each time we say, okay, we have this quality as a bad attitude quality, it means we have a penny or this quality inside of us. And so we put that into a separate balloon that again is not blown up. So in the end, what you should have is one balloon that's not blown up with 5 strips of paper in it that represent the good attitude qualities. And then you should have another balloon, not blown up, that has 5 pennies in it that represent the bad attitude qualities. Once you're done with that process, then you're going to blow up the balloons. And you want to blow them up, you know, pretty decently, not to the fullest size, but pretty decently, and tie them up. And then ask the students, the 6th grade students, which one do you think will fall first? And once they answer, then you can test it out. And so if you simply just drop the balloons, you don't have to throw them up in the air necessarily, but just drop the balloons and see which one drops first. Now, of course, we hope that the balloon with the heavier items, meaning the pennies, will drop first. And so if they are representing the bad attitude qualities, what we want you then to do is have a discussion in your circle about what that means. What does that representation mean? What does it mean when we've got bad attitudes, and what does that do for us? So do make sure that you're looking at the guide for any follow-up questions. Also look at the guide because it is a pretty complicated and step-by-step process or activity that we want you to do. So do make sure to review the guide as well as taking a look at this video, which you've probably already done or you are doing. And if you have any questions, let us know. Make sure as soon as you watch this video to hit submit as well so that we know that you've watched it. But otherwise, that is the activity. Make sure you say goodbyes, last to leave, the bell should be ringing, make sure to be enthusiastic even till the very end. And then your supply bags, make sure to put everything in your supply bags and return them to either Mr. Jones, Mrs. Paulus, or the web box in the main office. So good luck. I hope that you enjoy the activity. It is a lot of fun, and we'll see you later.